I'm going to attempt to get ChatGPT to do some animation. I know ChatGPT, it's not like Stable Diffusion. ChatGPT is text and stuff, but I've seen where it can create ASCII art, sort of. Let's just first of all ask it, can you create animation? I'm not capable of directly creating animations. I'm a text-based AI. Okay. However, I can certainly help you plan, describe, and storyboard animation. You can help me storyboard animation? How would you help me storyboard animations? How can you help me storyboard something if you can't create imagery? You're right, I can't directly create images or animations, but I can help you with textual aspect. Okay, what I'm looking for, I want visuals. I am the director in this situation. I want to give direction, and I want you to give visuals back. You can create ASCII art, right? Yes, I can certainly help you generate ASCII art. Okay, make an ASCII art picture of a person. Remember that ASCII art can be much more intricate and detailed, but this should give you a starting point. Can you create a much more detailed ASCII art picture of a person? Ooh. It's a complex task and might not be. Keep in mind that due to limitations of text, it will still be quite simple. Here's an attempt. That is a face, according to ChatGPT. I mean, this would be somebody with like a pointy head and no eyes, no nose, no mouth. I'm quickly losing confidence in ChatGPT's ability. Can you create an animated sequence of images in ASCII format, which if viewed sequentially would look like a person walking? Creating a full animated sequence of a person walking using ASCII art would be quite complex. However, I can guide you on how to create. I don't want to create it myself. I want you to create it. Here's a basic example of 2 frames that when viewed sequentially could give a simple illusion of a person taking a step. Frame 1, frame 2. According to ChatGPT, this will look like a person taking a step. To create a more convincing animation, yes, that would be helpful, you would need to gradually shift the position of the person's legs and body with each frame. Yes, I understand this. For a more advanced and fluid ASCII animation, because this one is not, you might want to explore dedicated ASCII animation software or online tools that can assist you. Okay, but that's not what I want. I want to give it direction and have it give me what I want. You make a series of 4 or more images which are different enough to work as an animated sequence. Okay, there's a little something. You're absolutely right. The frames I provided were not suitable for creating the illusion of movement. Here's a very basic attempt at creating a simple ASCII art animation of the person taking steps. Okay, well now we're making some progress. Frame 1, but then frame 2, 3, and 4 are exactly the same pose. It's just sliding over a little bit. I will say that it's nice to see a difference between frame 1 and frame 2. Let's get a little bit more specific, shall we? Please make ASCII art image sequence of a person throwing a ball. Make a series of 12 pictures. Each of them should be different when viewed sequentially. This is not, may I say, the ideal way to direct an artist. I feel like I'm talking to a baby. When viewed sequentially, these 12 images should create the illusion of a person throwing a ball. So frame 1, the face is orange, but then, frame 2, it goes back to being white, and then it's the exact same. And for whatever reason, this person only has 1 leg now. What's odd to me is that ChatGPT is saying, it says that it has done it, right? It says, here you go. I've created a 12-frame ASCII art animation of a person throwing a ball. And when I put all these frames together, here's what it looks like. I find that interesting that it says, I have done it. I have made that animation. When viewed sequentially, these frames might give a basic impression of a person throwing a ball. They do not. If this were a first date, I think I would say, check please, and move on. So ChatGPT has technically created the illusion of movement. So we have technically achieved ChatGPT animating something. Now, can you do the same thing, but also make it like the person's legs are moving in each frame? Okay, so it did change the leg pose. I don't know why it's doing frame 1 and then it like changes the pose in frame 2 and then just kind of moves it over. Okay, so the legs need to be in different positions from image to image relative to the person's torso. Okay, good job. But please keep the legs visually attached to the person's body. All right. In these frames, the legs are visually attached to the person's body while creating the illusion of movement. However, precise and fluid animations in ASCII art is still challenging. Yes, I can see that. I feel like we may have reached a dead end here. Can you do this same thing, but much more detailed in each picture? No, that is not more detailed. For more detailed, you just added a third leg. I hope this provides a bit more detail. I feel like at this point, ChatGPT is just messing with me on purpose. Let's take a different approach. Please make an ASCII picture of an elephant. That, my friends, is an elephant. I'm just gonna call it out. That does not look like an elephant to me. I apologize for the confusion. Here's another attempt. I would say this is more elephant-like. It looks like it has a big kind of elephant body and a sort of a nubby thing there for the head. What about the trunk? Certainly, that is like gibberish to me. Make an even more detailed version. Make it as detailed as you possibly can. Oh, here we go. There it is again. So, according to ChatGPT, the difference between a person's face and an elephant is a person's face is a little more pointy on the top. I think we've reached our limit on what ChatGPT can do with elephants, but I want to go back to the stick figure. I've got another idea I want to try. And this time let's try ChatGPT 4 and see if maybe it's any more capable. Please make a detailed animated sequence using ASCII art of a person walking. Okay, I will actually say that this is slightly better. Can you make a 12 frame sequence like that with realistic looking walking movement? Yes, I know it's complex. The sequence attempts to portray a two-step walking motion. Frames 1 through 6 show the right leg moving forward, and 7 through 12 show the left leg moving forward. What I love about ChatGPT is how it sounds like such an expert, but what it's showing you is kind of like, these images are too small. Make them much bigger. Use more ASCII characters in each image for higher resolution, so to speak. Could you provide more specific guidelines? I don't know how I could be any more specific. Okay. You finally give a little more detail. So now the legs are longer. The sequence is more elongated and has a bit more spacing for each step. Remember, ASCII art's visual clarity will vary greatly depending on the medium and platform you're viewing it on. Maybe if you're working as a freelance artist, maybe try this technique. Do something, just the laziest, most terrible job you can do. And when you give it to the person, act like it is the most sophisticated thing and say, here is exactly what you have asked for. If it's different than what you expected, maybe you need to view it on some other device. Give them a picture of a round circle and say, here's the picture of the elephant you asked for. Thanks. Thanks for the help. I'm almost feeling like giving up, but there has to be a way to do this. Can you make a picture using ASCII characters of a person standing whose height is the equivalent of 10 ASCII characters? I'm hoping that might force it into doing a bigger, sort of higher resolution image. The O represents the head. The lines like this represent arms and legs, respectively, and the vertical line for the body. Well, the legs should be at the bottom of the body. Seriously, is ChatGPT just messing with me now? Have I offended it with my laughter? Why does this person have 4 legs? Sorry about the confusion. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain how many legs a person has. Okay, let's just forget trying to do a bigger sort of image. Can you make an ASCII art sequence of images? The character should look like he or she is dancing. The sequence gives a rudimentary impression of a character moving their arms up and down along with some leg movement. You can loop through these frames in a loop for a continuous dancing effect. I must say, that's something. Well done. Now can you do the same thing, but make the dancing poses more extreme and funny? I'll exaggerate the dancing poses for comedic effect. The character seems to be dancing more freely, with arms and legs moving in exaggerated ways. We need some music. I think we've actually gotten somewhere. This is kind of awesome. Can you think of any ways to make the animation even more fun and funny? That's interesting. The colors are changing. The O versus O represents head bobbing. That's cool. That's kind of cool, actually. That symbol and that symbol symbolize exaggerated leg movements, displaying these funny dancing. Well done, ChatGPT. Well done. Can you think of any ways to make the pictures look more detailed? Awesome. Thanks for making that animation. I can now officially say you are an animator. Cool. Well, in the end, we got a little something.